Konnichiwa, hello, my name is Miki and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am just going to be doing a simple get ready with me because I've just been feeling and being some type of way, and I feel like I just want to sit down and share because maybe there are other people out there who are feeling the same type of way that I'm feeling and maybe doing some of the same things that I'm doing, and I kind of want to get some feedback if there is anybody out there watching that is having the same issues as I am. So if you guys are new here or if you enjoy my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you actually know when I post my videos. And my disclaimer, if you are super sensitive to profanity or if you are easily offended, this is not the place for you. I am a no filter bitch and I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth, so keep that in mind while you're watching. So if you guys are interested in a little bit get ready with me and want to watch me put on some makeup while I talk about some shit about my life, then just stay tuned. So as you can see, I look like pure ass. I don't have my face on. My skin has been really bad this entire week. Actually, for like the last 2 weeks, it has just been very dry. I don't know why. I've been moisturizing. I've been drinking a lot of fluids. I don't know what's going on with like all of these breakouts and things that are going on my face. My face is really red and it is just it's just not looking cute and it doesn't want to cooperate with me. A lot of the foundations I've been really enjoying and liking don't sit on my face the way that I liked them to, and it's just been, it has been a tough couple of weeks, you guys. Now, I know I've actually brought this up in some of my previous videos. I actually have seasonal affective disorder, but I also suffer from depression and anxiety. And when you have seasonal affective disorder, a lot of things just kind of go on a downward slope during this time of year. Basically, seasonal affective disorder is when the months are colder and the days are shorter. It just changes your mood. It basically makes you 10 times more depressed and not want to do anything. You're basically just want to stay home and not socialize. You don't want to be productive. And that's just what I have been dealing with the last couple of weeks. It's really hitting me hard this year. I felt like when daylight savings time came, that is when I just felt so just shitty because we actually lost 2 hours of sunlight. And so now the sun goes down around like 4:30-ish and it's dark by 5. And I mean pitch black outside. And so that's really not been, helping my mood. And I have just been feeling some type of way. I've been doing some really weird shit and I just cannot knock this habit. Like I said, I do suffer from anxiety and it has just really taking its toll this last week. I have started this really weird habit that I know it's a problem and I know it's connected to like my anxiety, but I cannot stop it. If anybody else deals with this, please let me know because I feel so like kind of weird about it, but I want to share. I have started noticing that I'm doing this thing where I pick at my scalp and I can do this for like literally hours and not realize. There have been times where my husband will be like, hey, you are picking a lot at your skin, you need to stop, like, or you're bleeding on the side of your head. Like, I don't know what it is, but I cannot stop running my fingers through my hair and just like picking at any type of little texture that I find or feel, and it's becoming a problem. I can actually feel parts of my scalp sore, like it feels really sore in certain spots because I just won't stop picking at that certain spot. And then when it bleeds a little bit, it scabs up, so like the next couple of days over and over I'm just picking at that same spot. It gets really sore and it's hard to like brush my hair because it hurts, and it is something that's really weird. It's never ever happened to me before. I never had this problem. I started doing it a little bit earlier this year when I felt a little bit anxious or like when I couldn't go to sleep. I would find myself running my fingers through my hair and just picking at my scalp, and it has gotten really bad as of like a couple of weeks ago. I noticed I do it almost every single day and it is just not healthy. It's not something that anyone should be doing because you're basically putting marks all over your body and creating scars, and like you're basically hurting yourself. And I feel like I don't know where this comes from. The only thing I can relate it to is the anxiety that I've been feeling lately. I feel like there's something wrong in my brain that's just like not able to process what's going on with me these days, and I don't know what to do other than to like pick at my scalp or just kind of like shut myself in the bedroom. Also, because of the seasonal affective disorder, I have found myself not waking up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not as productive, and it's just been really, really shitty, and I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to stop myself because I only stop myself after it's already been like 30 minutes, an hour, to where I've been picking and I'm already bleeding. I have like blood underneath my nails, and it's just not cute. It's not fun, and it's not normal. I know it's not a normal thing. Normally when I get into my seasonal affective disorder and it's in full swing, I just actually start having panic attacks. Like, my panic attacks normally happen during this time of the year rather than any other time of the year, or when something really, really big is happening. Nothing is set in stone right now, but my husband actually has been talking with some of his higher ups at his job, and it seems like one of them, or like a department, wants to offer him a job, but it's not here where we live. It's going to be in Arizona. And so after I heard that, I was like, so does that mean we have to move? Like, we just bought a house and it hasn't even been a year since we moved into this house, but this would be a better career choice for my husband. Also, I am so sick and fucking tired of this place. I am terrified of where I live. I know that when you buy your first home, that is not what you should be feeling, but ever since a couple of months ago, we had some gunshots go off here on the corner. I literally live like 2 houses down from the corner of the street, and we actually, I actually heard my first ever gunshot. I have shot a gun before, like when I was super young, but to know that there is someone in your neighborhood, literally houses down, shooting a gun, not just like target practice, but I live in a neighborhood, so whenever you're hearing things like gunshots going off, it's probably not a good reason for that gun to be going off. So I just don't feel safe in my neighborhood anymore. And I also follow like this Facebook page online that basically shares what goes on in the community, and it's like a live police feed, and the police here will post any kinds of like crimes or shootings that have gone down just to let people know. And when I saw some of the comments that were on there, people were like, oh my god, I used to live there, that was like the safest neighborhood I grew up in. And I'm just kind of like, why the fuck does our neighborhood have to go to shit right when we move in? You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect for me to be terrified in my own home, especially the first home that we bought. We also made sure that we wanted to buy in a neighborhood that wasn't dangerous or had a lot of crime. Yet now our area is just kind of becoming shit right now, especially because of the opioid epidemic. Like, we have a lot of meth heads on the street, and it's becoming really scary. There's times where I get really scared whenever I drive through a certain area. I know that's like everywhere, but we're supposed to be living in like a suburban area, and there's people on the sides of the street like doing weird shit. My friend even mentioned like a couple of weeks ago, she saw a guy just kind of go to the corner of a street, pull his pants down, and started like playing with his ass. And I was just like, in our neighborhood, like, really? That makes me feel so freaking uncomfortable that people can just do whatever they want on the side of the street where there's like, you know, elderly people, there's kids, there's families, and it's just like, it makes me feel so uncomfortable and so unsafe in this neighborhood, and I just can't stand it, because where I grew up and where I was raised, where I was born, there is literally minimal crime. We do not have firearms at all where I live. The only people carrying firearms are the police. Even then, they don't really carry firearms because it's just not a big thing where I'm from, and that's why we don't have a lot of crime. Last night, I was actually outside talking with my friend, and we were FaceTiming, and all of a sudden, I heard pop, pop, pop. And I was like, I just kind of like stopped what we were talking about. Did I just hear what I think I fucking heard? And she was like, oh my God, that sounded like gunshots. And I'm like, girl, I don't even know what a gunshot sounds like. It could be someone's like car backfire. It could be like a BB gun. I don't know. I honestly can't differentiate between a gunshot and like backfire at this point, because I know it sounds dumb, but I'm still traumatized about the initial gunshot that I heard down the street. So it's like anything that sounds like a boom or anything that even remotely sounds like a gunshot, I'm just like, yeah, it's probably a gunshot. And so the whole time I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, where are the sirens? Where are the cop cars? Where are the fire trucks? Like, I was waiting literally 5 minutes, 10 minutes outside just waiting to hear those sirens, and I didn't hear anything. So I was like, okay, maybe it wasn't a gunshot, maybe it was someone's car backfiring, because we do have a road, not behind us, but the road behind that is a main road, and so there's always loud cars. And so I just chalked it up to that because I didn't hear any sirens or anything like that. But the fact that those sounds went off and made me feel some type of way is what scares me. I never thought I would be in this situation where I would have to think, is that a gunshot or is that a car backfiring? Like, I've never imagined this in my life, and it's just so scary to me. I honestly don't know how to deal with it. I just feel like I shouldn't be feeling this type of way. I feel like nobody should feel this type of way. Nobody should feel, you know, not safe in their own home or in their neighborhood. But I know that this is just the reality of this country that I live in now. There are people with guns. There are people who are crazy, who will just shoot anybody, like, because, you know, maybe they got road rage or something. I am learning new things. I'm still having culture shocks to this day, and I've been here almost 4 years. Yet there are still things where I'm just like, are you serious? Like, this is what fucking happens in this country? Like, no wonder so many people are like iffy about what goes on here, because a lot of terrifying things happen in the United States that don't happen in other countries. So it's still taking me a lot of time to get used to. And to be honest, I don't think that I'll ever get used to living in the US, because it is just so much more dangerous here. You have to be more aware of your surroundings. You have to be more cautious of who you give your attention to, who you're nice to, who you're rude to. And it's just something that I never thought I would have to do. I am a very blunt person. If you guys haven't noticed, I speak my mind. I also have really terrible road rage. And so one advice that my dad gave me before I moved to the States was, keep your fucking mouth shut. Now, I am that bitch. If I see you on the phone texting and you're driving on the freeway or something, I will literally tell you to get off your fucking phone, because I have never in my life seen so many people on their phone while going 60 miles an hour and above. Our expressway back home, the max speed you can go is 80 kilometers an hour, which I'm not really sure how many miles per hour that is, but I'm pretty sure it's around 60, I think, and that is the most. And there are people there that don't text while they're on the highway. They are very aware of what's going on. But sadly to say, where I'm from, they cannot fucking drive. As soon as it rains, it's like, what is this? What is this nature thing that's falling from the sky that's wet and makes me not be able to drive my car? But we aren't texting and driving as much as people are doing here. And that's why I am not surprised at how many deaths there are with people texting and driving. There are just so many things that I fear while living in America, and I feel like, is this the norm for a lot of you guys? Like, when I say a lot of you guys, like, I know people live in different areas of US. There are safe places, there are scary places, but it's like, should you be worrying about this kind of stuff? I think not, but maybe it's normal for America to be on edge all the time. I don't know, because I've personally never experienced this type of fear before in my own house, in my own neighborhood. It's just really scary to me, and I don't think I'll ever get used to this. There are some really fucked up people in this world that just, it just makes me question, like, humanity and where we're going and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But enough about that, because that is just, that just makes me even more depressed, and just like makes me really want to move away from this place because of just all the violence. You know, I'm just really not into violence, you guys. I don't know anybody who really is, but I'm just tired of being kind of scared, like, where I should feel safe. Just to let you guys know, everything that I'm putting on my face will be down in the description box. My friend and I decided that we're gonna have a little bit of a Friendsgiving. It was kind of like short notice, but I didn't even realize that Thanksgiving is actually next week. Like, what the fuck? What happened to November? It kind of just like flew by. I don't even really remember the beginning of November. Like, I don't know what happened. Where was I? I am not a cooker. I cannot fucking cook worth shit. I cannot bake. I am one of those people who, if I sit down and start cooking or baking, I make the biggest fucking mess on the planet. Like, with no fail, your kitchen will be a mess. There are things that I can cook, like I make chicken katsu, I make, you know, nikomi, I make fried rice, or I try to attempt to make fried rice, but I'm just really not good at cooking. And another thing my husband always says is I'm not very good at seasoning because I'm always so worried about over seasoning that I under season. But I still fucking season my food, bitch. And that's really all that matters. I also think it's because my husband loves salty shit. And so I think for him, it's just like not enough salt, not enough salt. But I know that I'm putting enough salt in there. I'm gonna share with you guys just how terrible I am with baking and cooking. I actually almost killed my dad. I think it was when I was a teenager. I came home and for some reason, I just wanted fucking funnel cake. I don't know what it was, but I was like, bitch, I'm making funnel cake. And back then my dad was still in the military, so I always knew that he was gonna come home around like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And so I was sitting there in the kitchen, like whipping up this batter for funnel cake. And I was like, oh yeah, I pulled up the directions on the internet. I'm like, I got the fucking recipe down. The consistency of the batter was great. It was perfect. I did everything right. I fried up a batch, and instead of me being the first one to try it, my dad's like, ooh, like both of my dad and I, we love fucking funnel cake. Like that is our jam right there. And so I think we both got a little excited, and my dad had the first bite and he's like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. And then literally maybe 20 seconds after that, he's just like, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, how much salt did you put in this? I was like, I put 1/4 cup, and it was not 1/4 cup, okay? I was supposed to put 1/4 cup of like something else, but it was not salt, okay? So the bitch really fucked up the recipe. My dad literally could not breathe because of all the salt that was like going down, like being in his body, I guess, from that initial bite, that I almost started freaking out because I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And he was just like, oh my God, like you put so much damn salt in there. And after that, I've gotten really scared of salt, okay? Which is why I under season stuff, because I almost killed my dad with the salt overdose. Because of that, I'm scared of salt because I don't want to kill anybody by over salting somebody. Because seeing how my dad was struggling to like talk and breathe and even drink water, it was just like, it has embedded into my brain that salt equals danger whenever I'm involved. And so I just get really, really nervous whenever I cook or whenever I bake. And so this Friendsgiving, I am going to be making some macaroni and cheese, which is gonna be like just a recipe that I pulled up. It's supposed to be the best mac and cheese. It has like the best reviews, and a lot of people have made it and says it's great. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna get on that. And I am just so freaking scared, like out of my mind right now. So I'm gonna be cooking it on the day of Friendsgiving, which is gonna be Sunday. When you guys are seeing this, it's gonna be way in the future. So I'm really, really happy that we're doing this. Also, this gives me a chance to potentially poison some friends with food because my cooking is so fucking terrible. But hopefully it all goes good. Now, another thing that is going on right now that kind of has my panties up in a bunch is that I will be leaving December 30th to go see my friend in Louisiana. And let me just say, I am just, again, like I said, I have my panties up in a fucking bunch right now because the whole idea of flying just makes me feel some type of way. My friend mentioned to me, like while we were talking on the phone yesterday, that she has noticed ever since she's known me, we've actually known each other longer than we haven't known each other, but she brought up the fact that she has never met anyone to this day still who actually has what I have, which is panic disorder. I don't have like generalized anxiety or social anxiety like the majority of people who have anxiety. They have that kind of anxiety. I have panic disorder. And again, if none of you guys know what panic disorder is, it is the fear of having a panic attack. I know it sounds so dumb, like who would fear having a panic attack? This bitch right here. I fear having panic attacks in public places, especially flying. Like the one trip that I did a couple years ago when I went to DC to go see my other friend, I was absolutely terrified because I had a layover in Denver, and layovers just make me like lose my shit, okay? Whenever you're in a layover, you're stuck in the airport for however long until you can board the plane to your next flight. And during that time, I'm just like, if I have a panic attack, nobody knows me here. I don't know anybody in this state. Who's gonna help me? Those kind of thoughts always run through my head. It is ridiculous and it is just unrealistic, but it's something that happens because I have panic disorder. A lot of people always mistake when I say I have anxiety, I actually have panic disorder. I am literally terrified of having a panic attack in public. Why? Because that's where this whole illness of mine started. I had a panic attack in public, literally like on the side of a road, a really busy road, might I add, in front of a military base gate. So people are walking in and out of the gate and everybody can see me. Everyone can see what's going on. I will never ever forget my first panic attack ever. And that was in 2009. So it has literally been 10 years since I was diagnosed with panic disorder. And the one thing that still just gets my shit all riled up is flying. I don't know what it is. It's something I've done my entire life since I was born, because again, my dad was in the military, so we were always PCSing, we were always moving. So I feel like being on a plane should be like second nature to me, but it's not. It's something that still terrifies me to this day, and I absolutely despise and hate it. Like standing in security, forget about it. Like I may look cool, calm, and collected, but in my mind, I am freaking the fuck out. It gets really exhausting because I had bought my ticket, I think at the end of, I want to say September or October. Yeah, I bought my ticket in October actually. And the moment I pushed buy ticket, I was like, all up in my head, all up in here. Like, what do I need to take? What do I need to prepare for? This is in October. Normally, people just plan like a week before the trip, the things you're gonna take and all that. Nah, girl, I've been prepping for fucking months, because when you got anxiety, when you got panic disorder, you just want everything to go smoothly, and you know it's not going to. I have realistic expectations, okay? I know that everything is not going to go the way I want it to, so I am prepared for that, but it's just the process of getting through security, getting on the plane, boarding the plane, and then making sure nothing happens while you're on the fucking plane. Like, is this plane gonna go down? What's gonna happen? And then once I'm on the plane, then I start fearing, if we're in the air and I have a panic attack, what's gonna fucking happen? There's no ambulance, there's no doctors, there's no hospital here. I have my medication with me, but who's gonna give them to me? Like, who's gonna know what to do? All those stupid thoughts. To me, they're not stupid, but I know to everyone else out there listening, they're probably gonna be like, that's ridiculous. How do you ever feel calm when these thoughts are going through your mind? That's just it. I'm never fucking calm, you guys. I am never, ever calm. I had to take a moment and do my mascara because your girl cannot put mascara and talk at the same time. I have a little story because I've really been liking this mascara, and I honestly wasn't going to buy this mascara. Maybe I should tell you what the hell it is first. It's the NYX On The Rise Volume Lift Mascara. The other day, I had actually done my face. Not a full face, but I had like noticeable makeup on. And whenever I have noticeable makeup on, I put on mascara. If I'm doing like a natural day or not a lot of makeup or like just powder foundation, I don't really care about like having mascara on and all that stuff. But the other day I was totally done up and I had to go out and run errands, and I completely forgot to apply mascara. Like I was driving to the store and I was looking around, and so when I pulled my mirror down, I was like, I look fucking weird. Why do I look weird? Like, why do I look so naked? And then it occurred to me, I did not put on fucking mascara, and I felt so awkward, so naked, just so vulnerable and exposed that I literally drove my ass to Target, which luckily I needed stuff from Target anyway, and I picked this up. I ran to the bathroom and was just like I have to have lashes. I never felt so naked and exposed in my life. But I'm really glad that happened because it made me buy this mascara, which I absolutely love, because not only does it add volume, but it actually lengthens my lashes. Like, look at this. I actually have lashes that are like, hey, hello, I'm long and lengthy today. All right, you guys, so I know that this was here, there, everywhere, but I just needed to get some things off my mind, off my chest, and also kind of bring up the whole like me picking at my scalp thing, because it's just something that's kind of worrying me, but I don't necessarily like want to make an appointment and make a big deal out of it, because it may just, like I keep saying, I feel like it's connected to my anxiety. And like I said, a lot of the things that have been happening these past couple of weeks have just got me really anxious and just bleh. So I just kind of had to share and put that out there. And, you know, if anybody has gone through it or is dealing with it, you know, just let me know. We can all talk. We are all safe here, especially on my channel. I am not one to judge, and I love when people share with me their experiences because it makes me not feel so alone and like I'm going through this myself, and like I don't know how else to deal with it. You know, I love hearing other people's stories and how they dealt with something, because a lot of the times one thing that helps another person can always help you, you know? So I always like trying different methods of, you know, getting myself to feel better or to knock these bad habits. I am done with my makeup, and I just kind of wanted to sit and chat and just have a makeup day. Just put on makeup to make myself feel better, because like all day yesterday I was gonna film, and I just felt like yesterday was the first day in a very long time that I actually felt like I was going to have a full-blown panic attack. And I was gonna sit down. I actually came into my room and sat down. I was gonna do makeup, and I couldn't. Like, normally makeup is like my thing that calms me down, that keeps me zen whenever I'm feeling like very anxious or like I'm gonna have a panic attack. I just come in here. But yesterday it was not happening, and so I really appreciate you guys just sitting and listening to what I have to say, me blabble on about just random shit that really has like really no value to this world. But I really appreciate when you guys watch my videos and you guys write me comments, because I love reading your guys' comments, and I am just really, really grateful that I have an outlet. So that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you did, please hit a thumbs up, and don't forget to click that big red button that says subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you actually know when I post my videos. And as always, if you have any tips, tricks, questions, comments, or if you want to talk shit, leave it all in the comment section below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.